What's up, guys? Eli here, back for a new stuff video. Got some pretty cool stuff to show, actually. Mostly CDs. Got a nice, decent stack of CDs, and I got one tape. So I got a couple 2020 releases that I've been waiting on, and so far, definitely been worth the wait. I think we'll just go ahead and start with a tape. This one's kind of cool because it's a band that I had heard of in the past, but I never really bothered to look into it. And it's a bit of a local band, which we don't have a lot of good local bands, not now or not even in the past. We're just not known for heavy metal. So this is a band called Umbilical Cord. Not the best name. You get some Rotten.com looking cover art. Kind of looks like a gore grind, but it's not. This is just death metal. Album's called Waste of Nutrients. So death metal band. This came out originally in 1996, pressed on some fly-by-night type label that doesn't exist anymore. This was repressed, re-released in 2018 on a small label called Imminent Death Records. And I looked them up. They only have, prior to this, they only had one other release, and it was, oddly enough, it was Written in Waters by Ven Bueden Zende, which is a landmark black metal album. So I'm like, they did that, and then they did this little band that's local to me, and they haven't done anything since. But they did a pretty good job. It's a nice release. Nice J card there. Red tape, only limited to 50 copies. Which same with the Ved Buenen Zende tape, 50 copies. I don't know where the label. I don't know where they're based out of. I don't know if they plan on doing more releases. So I don't have a whole lot to say about this. I've only listened to it once so far. It's good death metal. I mean, it's not anything that's probably going to blow you away, but it's just cool the fact that it's local for me, anyways. And if I were to compare it to anything, I'd say maybe early Cannibal Corpse. That's the off the top of my head, that's the kind of closest comparison I can come up with. So, anyways, we're going to get on to the CDs here. It's kind of a mixed bag, which has kind of been a theme to my my updates lately. This one's no exception. I think I'll start with the 2020 releases, and we'll kick that off with the new Necrophobic, Dawn of the Damned. This came out on Century Media Records. Great Necro Lord cover art. The only complaint I have with the cover art is it looks almost too similar to the last album. I don't know why they did that. Same color schemes, and it's a similar cover. I think I like this one slightly better. And as far as the album itself, so this follows up 2018's Mark of the Necrogram. Is that what it's called? Mark of the Necrogram? Yeah. I think I like this a little better. That was a great album, but I think I like this one a little better. This is phenomenal. This delivers everything you want and I don't want to say expect, but everything you want from Necrophobic is here. It's for what it is. It's a flawless album. There's even a cool, unexpected touch that I didn't really see coming. The last track on this album is called Devil Spawn Attack. It's basically a thrash song. It's awesome. It's got Schmear from Destruction on vocals. Just a kick-ass thrash song, which like I said, I really didn't see coming. But yeah, Necrophobic. If you've never heard them, old school. They've been around since the early '90s. Swedish, death black metal of the highest order. One of the best bands ever to come out of Sweden, and one of the best bands to play this style of music. Definitely look into Necrophobic if you haven't. If you're an old fan and you're, maybe on the fence about picking this up, it's worth your time. It's worth your money. Definitely get it. One of my favorite albums of the year so far. I haven't got around to listening to this, but I gotta say, I'm hearing really, really good things about it, and I'm stoked to listen. Maybe I'll finally check it out tonight. I've had it for like a week now. We got the new Blue Oyster Cult album with The Symbol Remains. Not big on that cover, kind of a weak cover art. This came out on Frontiers Records, and yeah, man, I've read several reviews so far, and they've all been extremely positive. Not just mediocre, old band putting out a new album, but really, really good reviews, and I'm really stoked to listen to it. I love Blue Oyster Cult. I actually like this. That's similar to the cover art, but I think that's a little better. I think it's kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, stoked to listen to that. Here we have via Iron Bonehead. I think this came out a year or two ago. Really, really, really killer Chilean death metal called Disembowel. Active Invocation. H.P. Lovecraft inspired lyrics, and this is just really good death metal. I mean, pretty cool. I don't think I've ever heard a death metal band out of Chile that wasn't just super fucking banging. But yeah, this is this is right up there with the great anything I've heard from Chile. This is as good as all of it. I haven't heard too much talk about this band, but I mean, like I said, they're on Iron Bonehead right now, and I think they'll get more attention. At least I really hope. They definitely deserve it. Something about Chilean death metal that I've always felt like, I don't know. Like I said, first of all, it's always good, but they also have kind of their own sound. It's almost kind of like a murky incantation type, cavernous death metal, but with like maybe a touch of like Angel Corpse or Chrysian or something, added to that just makes it so special. There have been a lot of good bands out of Chile, these last 5 years or so, and yeah. I really hope to hear more out of Disembowel. I know you can't read the logo, but yeah, Disembowel. Pretty cool logo, by the way. This next one, I wouldn't have bought this had I not found it in a a bargain bin for pretty cheap. This came out not too long ago. I think it came out last year. On Frontiers Records, just like the Blue Oyster Cult. That is Sweet Oblivion. Actually, it says Sweet Oblivion featuring Jeff Tate. I don't know. I guess they just put his name on there to, attract people. It's basically a melodic, sort of power metal, I guess you could say. I heard one song from it actually last year, and I thought it was pretty decent. It's no secret that Jeff Tate doesn't sound super great these days. He's definitely not as mighty as he once was. But just, based on that one song, I think he actually sounds pretty decent. And, I got it for a couple bucks. I figured I'd pick it up. It's I guess from what I can tell, a newer band. All the band members are based out of Italy, except for Tate, obviously. So I don't know if this is a one-off project. Are they going to continue on as a band without Jeff Tate? Is it a full-time band? Are they going to do more stuff? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot else to say about it other than I thought that song's pretty decent. And as an old Queensryche fan, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And I'm not expecting it to blow me away. So I don't know if you guys have heard it. Let me know what you think. Hopefully it doesn't suck too bad. I don't think it's going to be terrible. Worth $3? Probably. Man, this band right here, I kind of have a long history with, just because I had one of their older albums years ago when I was a teenager, and I actually really liked it. Never really plan on getting anything else from this band, but, I think I got this for $1 or $2. This is Guar with Ragnarok. This album came out, I think, in like '95 or something like that. Yeah, '95. You all know Guar. You know, they've been around forever. They've got, you know, they've got their gimmick that they're famous for. You know, their live shows that they're famous for. But they're actually a decent band. I don't think they're all gimmick. I think their songs and their albums are actually pretty good. You know, I've heard some stuff from them here and there. I used to have, you know, the album I had growing up as a teenager, and I'd actually like to re-buy it because I don't have it anymore. It was Scum Dogs of the Universe, and I think that was actually a pretty great album. So yeah, had this not been, you know, a buck or two, I probably would have grabbed it. But I don't know. Like I said, I really liked that. I really liked Scum Dogs of the Universe. I've kind of always wanted to get something else from them, so I guess finally I have. I don't really know what to expect. Like I said, I've only heard that one album, and I've heard, you know, a couple of their songs, you know, over the course of the years. But yeah, Guar. I don't know. If there are any Guar fans out there, what do you think about this album? How does it stack up to the rest of their discography? Let me know. Let's see. I got an album that I had actually been meaning to get. I think this came out either last year, maybe 2018. I don't know, within the last couple years. And I actually really liked it. I don't think I've heard the whole album. I think I just heard a couple of songs, but it was really good. I'd been wanting to get this album, and I don't know. I just kind of I kept putting it off, you know, for other stuff. And finally I just kind of, you know, bit the bullet and picked it up. They have an album out this year actually, but this is their last album. I think it was their first. I could be wrong. Kind of a doom, I guess you'd call it a doom band out of Australia. Witch Skull. Album's called Coven's Will. Pretty cool cover art. This came out on Rise Above Records, which of course is Lee Dorian's label. Lee Dorian of Cathedral and Napalm Death. And one of the guys in the band, actually the drummer, what's his name? Joel Green. He actually used to be in Armored Angel, which was a really killer thrash death metal band out of Australia. Had a really good album out in like the mid 90s, and they had some demos and EPs in like the late 80s, early 90s. Killer band. One of my favorite Australian bands, actually. If you haven't heard Armored Angel and you're a death metal fan, or even if you're just a thrash fan, I should say if you're a death metal band, if you're a death metal fan, or even a thrash fan, look into Armored Angel. Killer stuff. Kind of underrated, I would say. You do hear about them every now and then, but not enough, I feel like. So this is nothing like Armored Angel. Obviously, this is just pretty much a straight ahead doom. Kind of. I don't really like the term stoner metal, but you know, it does kind of have that stonery sound. Whatever. It's doom. It's good. Glad to finally own it so I can delve into it further. Like I said, I'd heard it online. I think it was last year, and I thought it was really good. And I'm glad I didn't completely forget about it, because had I not finally bought this, who knows? I mean, there's so many bands out there. Probably would have just slipped through the cracks. So I got this. I need to get their new album as well. So, which I think it came out just this year, just recently. These next two are definitely oddballs in this pile of music, and not only that, but they're oddballs just for me to buy in general. I'm not a big hardcore guy. I do like, have dabbled in hardcore a little bit here and there. It's not something I normally listen to, and it's definitely not something I usually buy. But like I said, this was bargain bin stuff, and I figured I'll shill out a couple of bucks to check these out. I've heard good things about both, so I figure hopefully I'll get some enjoyment out of them. If not, I'll pass them on to my hardcore buddies. This one right here, this is a split from Victory Records, 1995. Split between two bands, Warzone and Cause for Alarm. Victory Records, like I said. There you go. I did a little bit of research. This band, Cause for Alarm, goes back really far. I want to say their debut album, I think, came out in like 1983. It's like, holy shit. So yeah, man. Other than that, I don't really have a lot to say about these. I don't know a whole lot about hardcore. I've only dabbled in it a little bit here and there, but thought this looked pretty promising, and I've heard really good things about both bands. This next one's an EP, and I've actually heard good things about this as well. I apologize, I don't remember when it came out. I want to say earlier 2000s, but we have a band called Outspoken with The Current. It's an EP, came out on New Age Records and Conversion Records. Two labels that I'm not at all familiar with, so if you guys are hardcore fans, let me know what you think about these two. And, like I said, hopefully I dig them. But if not, I'll just pass them along. I got a couple of friends that are into hardcore and punk and stuff. So if they don't do anything for me, I will just, get them to someone who will enjoy them, more than I would. So, but it's cool. I'm always down to listen to new stuff. Lately, I've been a little bit more adventurous in my music, listening. So it'll be nice to shake things up a little bit. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Check out Umbilical Cord. Like I said, it's not going to blow your mind, but it's a pretty cool little death metal, kind of forgotten gem. What do you think about the new Necrophobic? And if you've heard the new Blue Oyster Cult album, what do you think about that? I think I'm going to give that a listen tonight. I'm really, really excited. So, yeah, let's talk to me about stuff. Have you heard any of these at all? What have you been listening to other than that? Yeah, I'm done here. Louis says hello. We're about to go on a walk. And have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.